We are discussing about the local government administration in India. In the first part, we have discussed about introduction to the local government, decentralized democracy, 73rd Constitutional Amendment and 74th Constitutional Amendment briefly. In the part 2 of this presentation, we are going to discuss about what is 74th Constitutional Amendment Act, urban local bodies, important powers and functions given by the Constitutional Amendment Act, and a critical evaluation. Now, India, generally we are thinking about India, what is India? India is a rural or urban? We simply say that India is a rural. Even we all the time will quote that Mahatma Gandhi said, India lives in villages. True, India still lives in villages, but urbanization is taking it in a rapid speed and a racket speed. Because Panchayati Raj institutions we were thinking about at the rural level, municipalities and municipal corporations at the urban level. This is what we talk about local administration means. But now every society, everywhere, and marking about a process of economic change. How we will say the change is important, how the growth is important. We say that industrialization is important for the growth and development. Previously, we used to get about a lot of GDP from the agriculture, but now we are getting from industries, cities, services, a different type of a thing. Rapid industrialization, commercialization, increase in productivity, increase in employment generation, etc., which are the important areas of economic development to be focused in a state. A country is developed or not, America is developed, why we are saying is a rapid industrialization and a rapid commercialization. We will say, we will come to a city and say, oh malls, oh cinema theatres, oh everything, very good roads, 6 lanes, 4 lanes, metros, city buses, etc., etc. What is this? All these are part of the important industrialization. Due to the economic development of the population of the particular area of industrial areas and other things, they increase tremendously, and so too do the infrastructural development. These areas are we call as urban areas. What is an urban area? In the context of India, the census reports of 1961 to date have defined those places as urban areas which have local authority like a municipality, cantonment board, notified area committees, all other places that satisfy the requirements of a minimum population of a 5,000, at least 75% of the population of male working population engaged in the non-agricultural activities, and density of a population at least about 4,000 people per square kilometer. These are the basis of measuring the urban area. This is an old one, 1961. One, it has to have a local body like a municipality, cantonment board, notified area, etc. Number 2, a minimum population of 5,000. A village at the time we used to think about 1,000 people was a big village. Nowadays some of the villages are taking about 10,000, but the village, a town population has to be minimum of 5,000. At least 75% of the people, male population has to engage in non-agricultural pursuits other than in agriculture systems, and about a density of the population is 400 persons per square kilometer. These are the measurements we call it as an urban area. Apart from the above criteria, the state government can declare a place as an urban area if it has pronounced urban characteristic and amenities as the newly founded industrial areas or a housing settlements or places of a tourist importance, whatever it is concerned. India, as like other developing countries, is undergoing a major transformation from essentially rural into urban, and particularly this has started about after 2000. Till 2000 still we say India is having a rural look, but now it is not like that. India has already having a urban look. Take about Tamil Nadu as a fastly becoming urban state, then Telangana another state, Gujarat, Maharashtra, the fastly growing urban states. Even you take about various states like Maharashtra, even Andhra Pradesh, they are having a different type of a local bodies, a more number of a local bodies at the local level, though the population is a little bit less. So, now slowly we are crossing about almost about 39-38%, some of the states are crossing 40% of the urban population in India. So, the urban population in India is crossing about the total population of America, total population of United States of America. So, it is an important trend and going on very fast pace, and moreover, according to the United Nations, some of the data shows that 3 countries are in all over the world dominating very fast growing urban areas. 1, Nigeria with a 9%, 2, China with a 13%, and India with a 16% growth rate of urban population. So, this is coming about migration, this cover the jobs, they are going for development of industries or facilities, infrastructure, what about? But at the same time, this type of urbanization as unleashes a wide range of complex forces of problems with require efficient institutions of administration. Because if a growing a population of the city, Hyderabad for example, a city like Hyderabad, like a Bangalore, like a Ahmedabad, other than Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai, because of the old cities, they are from the British time they are increasing. But you take about a new cities like emerging, like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, Pune, they are emerging like an important central metro cities like. So, there is going to be a complex situations, and all the situations has to be taken care by the local governments there. For that, the Constitution of India has given about a 74th Amendment Act, as this was actually called the 65th Amendment Bill in the 1989, as previously we discussed in the VP Singh government. Later part it is a revised bill named as 74th Constitutional Amendment Act and passed in the Parliament as in 1993. So, this is Parliament has passed it in 1993 and published in the Gazette on the same day, which has given first time. We are thinking that in India there was urban governments are recognized by Indian Constitution. At the same time, that this act introduced a new part, namely 11A in the Constitution. It deals with the issues of relating to municipalities, their structure, composition, reservation of seats, elections, power and functions, and etc., etc. It has given a constitutional status first time in India to urban bodies are concerned, as usual with the rural local bodies. What are the important provisions of the 74th Amendment Act? Number 1, there shall be 3 types of institutions of self-government, namely Nagar Panchayats, municipal councils, municipal corporations. What is a Nagar Panchayat? Nagar Panchayat is that growing rural area becoming urban. That is why we are calling the town as Nagar and Panchayat. The local body is going to call about Nagar Panchayat. Municipal councils is a second tier, municipal corporations is a third tier. Generally, municipal corporations shall be set up in large urban areas, municipal councils for the smaller urban areas, and Nagar Panchayats for transitional areas, can area transformed, as I said, rural area to urban area. Every state according to their choice shall constitute the units. The members would generally be elected by direct elections. The legislature of the state may by law to provide a representation of a municipality. Persons having special knowledge or experience in municipal administration, members of Lok Sabha, State Assembly, Rajya Sabha and Legislative Council, and the chairpersons of the committees. The chairperson shall be elected in the manner provided by the legislature. Reservation of seats in favor of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, every municipal corporation. Sometimes some of the states are following that directly elected by the public, and some of the states are following about the municipal. First, among the councillors, one person is going to be elected as a chairman. For example, you take about some states follow directly, all city voters is going to elect a direct chairman, but later they withdrew, and now they are saying that among the corporators, one person is going to be elected. Out of the total number of seats to be filled by the direct elections, at least 1/3 will be reserved for women. Nowadays, majority of the states, they are putting about 50% for the women. This includes the quota of women belonging to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So, the state legislature may prescribe by law the manner of reservation of the offices of the chairpersons of the municipalities. a municipality shall be divided into wards. For wards having a population of 3 lakhs or more, it would be obligatory to constitute a ward committees. Ward committees are more important. Wherever some of the wards are going to have a majority of the population of the 3 lakhs and other things, you have to constitute a ward committee. The state legislature make provisions with respect of the composition, territorial area, manner which the seats has to be in ward committees shall be filled. The tenure of every municipality, every urban local government is about 5 years from the date of its first meeting of elections to constitute municipality shall be completed before the expiry of the period of 5 years. All persons who have attained the age of 21 years will be eligible to members of the municipality. The state legislature shall confer on the municipalities of all such powers and authority as may be necessary to enable to do function as institutions of the self-government. The state legislature may by law authorize a municipality to levy, collect and appropriate taxes, duties, toll, etc. The state legislature can also assign to a municipality of various taxes, duties, etc., which is to be collected by the state government. Grants in aid may be given to the municipalities from the consolidated fund of the state. Again, as in the 73rd Constitutional Amendment, there shall be a finance commission appointed to review the financial position of the municipality and make a recommendations also. These recommendations, the distribution between the state and municipalities of the net proceeds of taxes, duties, tolls, fees leviable by the state, which may be divided between the and allocation shares among the different levels of municipalities. So, again the same with as taxes, duties, grants and aid, etc. The conduct of the elections to be municipality shall be supervised by the state election commission appointed by the state government. At the district level, there is a district planning committee shall be set up to prepare the developmental plans. Every metropolitan area, there shall be a metropolitan planning committee to look after the planning of a metropolitan areas. The finance commission appointed by the president under the article 280 shall make recommendations in regard to the measures needed to augment the consolidated fund of the state to supplement the resources of the municipalities. But whereas structure and functioning of the municipal local bodies, wherever we talk about, 1. Municipal corporation, municipal council, municipal committee or municipality, notified area committee, town area committee, township, cantonment boards, special purpose agencies, port trust, special purpose authorities. These are the some important things are going to be given as a structure, but generally we know about municipal corporation, municipality and nagar panchayats. Areas of administrative problems in municipalities, because municipal administration in India has confronted with numerous hurdles and suffers from inherent problems. Number 1, these are the first important aspect is finance. The chief source of income are the very type of taxes. However, most of the income generating taxes are levied by the union and state governments, and the tax expenses services is provided and they are collecting the taxes. Though they can impose the new taxes, but the elected members of the urban local bodies in doing so for fear of dispensing their electorate. So, the government of India is collecting taxes, state governments are collecting taxes. If the municipality is giving about a different type of a taxes, then it is going to be some problem. That is why the majority of these people are, the local bodies are fearing to give the taxes. Second important aspect is high incidence of corruption prevalent in most of the urban local bodies, because one of the reasons is that high level of corruption is the relatively because of the low salaries are given to the staff. Corruption is another important area which is a part of generally we say is one of the important disease in Indian administration. Poor system of financial administration. The system of accounting prescribed by the state government is not followed strictly, leading to different type of embezzlements, leakages and extensive underassessments. In various municipalities, audit objections remain pending for many years, and in some even audit is not conducted regularly. In it sometimes revealed by audit that the funds borrowed by the high rate of interest and unutilized. Action is not taken on the audit report on time, with the result that with the passage of time no action can be taken. Fourth point is low effectiveness. Because of inadequate finances, the local bodies have not been able to fulfill their obligatory functions. As a result, they suffer a constant outcry from the public as well as the government. For example, the basic necessity like water is not supplied properly, drainage facility do not cover the entire city, and moreover majority of the cities, towns are having open drainage system, unplanned colonies, slums, and they are fastly developing and they are demanding for more and more services, and stray cattle is one of the important menace on the roads are still continuing, and hazardous traffic are not properly maintained. So, along with the traffic, another important is unsafe buildings are allowed to continue to exist despite the obvious threat to the inmate and inhabitants of the area. In short, poor sanitation, poor hygiene and shortage of the basic necessities make cities unsafe. At the same time, the another important area is excessive the state control. The state control is one of the important area exercised by the state government over the urban bodies. To ensure proper performance of their functions, the state government exercise legislative, administrative, financial and judicial control. This proves more than a curse than a boon, because instead of providing guidance and support through the control mechanisms, the control turns out to be negative, restricting the functioning of these local bodies. This suppression till 1992 was very arbitrary. Now, because of the 74th constitutional amendment, a little bit change in this case, but the government is not only meted out punishment to the elected councillors, but to the citizens as well, depriving them their elected institutions. But wherever we talk about the municipal services, this is another important area. One of the important area we say after 2010, after 2006 and 2010 etc., because of the computerization, we are now seeing that citizen services are provided differently. Instead of going to the various municipalities like e-Sevas in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana and CICs in the other North Indian states are providing the various facilities under one roof, and urban areas are facing a little bit relief from the previous models. And another important area is several vacancies are not filled for years, and transfers are effected at the free will of the senior bureaucrats at the government. In this pair of transfers, corruption, favoritism and nepotism are rampant. In case of the most of the bodies, the state government is empowered to take disciplinary action, and the urban body has a very little control over its personnel. Now, as I said previously, the 16% of the growth rate of urban cities are improving, going in India. We have to think about with a foresight, with a future things. But it is generally commented that urban local bodies have failed to perform their primary duty, that is to check the problems and complications created by rapid urbanization. Shifting of vast number of the rural population, that is with the migration towards cities, have creating a more and more problems. In the absence of a proper planning and judicious use of the land, create problems that colonies are set without a proper facilities of a park, a drainage, water, hospital, school, etc. Along with this, the growth of a mushrooming of a slums is not checked. You can check about Kolkata, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, all these cities, even Delhi, a different type of a slums are growing every time, which is creating you can't properly plan, and you can't construct a new roads and buildings, because these slum people are creating they themselves are becoming a political group and stopping various things. So, automatically it is adding to urban poverty and urban employment. All this is one. Another important area is a low level of participation. Due to acute lack of a civic consciousness, public participation in urban local bodies has been negligible. The population of the cities consists of heterogeneous groups, and they are alienated from one another. It is a different type of a middle class, upper middle class, rich class, neo-rich class, business class, commercial class, slums. If you have a different type of this type of classification, these groups are alienated from one another. Most of the city population once upon a time rural, now converted into the urban. It looks like a city merely as a place to earn a livelihood and has a little attachment with it. While one understands the reasons behind the low level of participation of the rural population in the management of their politico-administration institution, it is difficult to appreciate a similar, if not identical, phenomena in the urban areas. These are some important areas, whatever we are talking about, problems in urban areas. And another important area is this ineffective leadership, poor municipal leadership, poor municipal representation, and poor municipal lobby at the government level is another important factor to say that lacking the credibility of urban bodies. The urban bodies during their election fails to attract the caliber as the later find a berth in the state and union legislature more prestigious and profitable. Besides, urban bodies have no original powers, they are depending on the state government and their image is fueled often by charges of corruption and inefficiency. Along with this, urban bodies also affected like a rural bodies, a casteism, communalism also rampant, and all malpractices associated with the general elections are also present in the urban local bodies. And another important area is the system of a co-option where the state government is appointing member of parliament, legislative assembly into the bodies and they are dictating the things in the local bodies. We have discussed about the importance of the 74th Constitutional Amendment and growth of the urban cities because of industrialization and commercialization and because of the migration and other things, and what are the existing problems are there in urban administration. All these aspects we discussed. The backlog and current problems of urban India are enormous. The fast pace of urbanization in future would lead to problems of a magnitude many times larger than the current ones. Only a meticulously planned approach to manage urban growth would be able to effectively tackle the urban problems. So, these type of things suggest that it will be impossible on the part of governmental agencies to put together the required resources. Effective management of urban problems would require a concentrated effort by all actors in the urban sector. There is a need for intergovernmental and public-private partnerships in which the people play a pivotal role to develop the urban cities. In this regard, the constitution of the 74th Constitutional Amendment Act has accorded to central status to the municipalities. While the responsibilities of the ultimate delivery of services to the people may lie with municipalities, it is neither necessary nor desirable for them to handle all aspects of urban management through the municipal bureaucracy. Public-private partnership programs or partnership with other organizations could be formulated in many areas such as planning, project formulation, designing, financing, contract management, monitoring and evaluation, etc. is important. In the ultimate analysis, providing quality services at the low cost should be the key principle of the municipal government. And thanks to the growing urbanization also, we are providing some of these things, but still bound to result in socio-economic dislocations and problems. However, a positive approach to optimize the benefits of urbanization and mitigate the social cost with the meticulous planning could be the way to build a strong and modern urban India, and by 2020, and we are going to dominate the world in the urban population also. For your benefit and exercise, I will pose some of the questions for you. Discuss the evolution and the formation of urban governments in India. Identify the problem areas in urban administration and management.